storyline. Because, you know, like, remember the scene that got cut with the garbanzo beans and all that, right? Yeah. You know, like, taking a drink of that thing, like, she was the first one I slid the bottle to. Like, I was starting to try to be like, what's this lovey-dovey thing about? Like, you know what I'm saying? So, I'm, you know, I don't have a lot of game, is all I'm trying to say. You know?
Yeah, well, especially, like, you know, finding her in that, like, finding her in the bowels of the prison, and it's just like, there's just so many nice moments developing between you guys, and I feel like she's taunting you a little bit, yes. And you're always just like, I can't.
As she does in real life, by the way.
Yeah. Oh, she does.
Well, I mean, I go play, you know, with the little town that we film in, we'd go play pool and stuff, and she would just sit there all sweet and just school me. I mean, she's got some cards up her sleeve. That
here's some questions for Lauren Cohan. Question. Wow, there's like 9 of them.
Just one.
Okay. Maggie wants trying to find the best one.
That first one.
Preparation, Hardwick. Come on.
Preparation. Come on.
I'll be with you in a minute. What's been the hardest scene to shoot the first half of the season? Because it was, I mean, obviously this was a super intense half of the season, but for you, whether it be physically demanding or emotionally demanding, like, what was your most challenging scene?
Definitely the scene with Scott when we think Herschel's going to go. Not just because he has a deviated septum. Scott has a really, really charming, his nose sounds like he's snoring, so when you're pouring your guts out, you think he's asleep. But it's a deviated septum. No, but I think that scene was...
Yeah, I'm just saying that was good.
a couple of times.
That's hilarious.
Yeah.
This guy's a really good actor. He seems like he's asleep. Yeah, he's actually asleep.
I'd say that was one of the more challenging ones, just because I felt like I really poured my guts out, and then afterwards felt like, oh man, I just cried in front of my crew, and yeah, that was a pretty challenging one. And I don't know, all the discomfort that came with the scene that David and I had really just fed the scene, you know. So, and it served the scene, I think, as it had to. But yeah, it'd be hard to pick. It's all hard.
Yeah.
But my favorite scene is the moment of comedy that we do have, which I feel like is reserved for Maggie and Glenn, when we actually have like a fun moment in the guard tower. And
oh yeah. Where you pop up without a shirt and you're like, hey everybody.
We're just having sex, yeah.
Daryl, you should totally try this with Carol. It's awesome.
The blessed levity.
Do you think? How do you think I mean, I hate to ask this question, but it is a question that your characters, I'm sure, ask themselves. But how do you think your characters would do without each other? Whether you got separated or if we lost one of you, like how would either of you go on with the relationship that you've developed?
It's interesting. I think we've learned so much and strengthened so much from having each other. Like, I know that my character has now been faced with things she probably never imagined, as all the characters have, actually. But I think we've become a hell of a lot stronger. I don't know if you'd have that one moment of have you got the fight left in you if you didn't have someone that you were really...
That's a tough question. I think that drives a lot of even the second season. I mean, the second half. You know, just having Maggie in Glenn's eyes be absolutely violated. How does he move forward from there? Like, where does his attention go towards? Is there trust broken? Is there rage? Is there actual intelligent thought in his head? And does that ruin relationships? And I think the great dynamic between Maggie and Glenn is the fact that it's, you know, you don't want to say they're like Wonder Twins where like they're always together and they're doing something together, but it's definitely the other is strong when the other is weak, and it's vice versa that way. And I think you see glimpses of that, you know, throughout even the first half of the season.
Yeah.
So I love those two characters.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's fun.
I'm curious about how do you think Andrea sees relationships? Like, what is her take on them? Can she fall in love, or is it just like, you know, this is right for now, or what do you think she sees?
Well, I mean, that's the sad thing about Andrea's journey is that I think that after she lost Amy and when she lost Dale, that I think she didn't think that she would ever really find love again, or you know, have a family or feel that deeply. She's been blessed because she found love with, you know, her best friend. But the sad thing is that I think that she really believed that she could have romantic love, that she could have the fairy tale, and it was a lie.
Yeah, but she doesn't necessarily know that yet for this situation.
Yet, but it's unfolding. I mean, it's all the signs are there. He's not the man she thought that he was.
Maybe I misread this, but I feel like was it the last episode? I almost felt like she was flirting with Merle a little bit, or at least she was warm to him.
Okay. My line to him was, he goes, "Why didn't we ever hook up?" And I said, "You called me a whore and a rug muncher."
Right?
Now,
Is that your idea of flirting?
Them's a flirting word.
what part
Is
of
this
you
what
thought
you
that was-
use?
What? Didn't anybody read the game? You know.
No, there was no flirting with Merle. That was just sass. That was just sass.
Not flirting, but there definitely was, like, it wasn't like, oh, go to hell. You know, like, there was definitely...
Negging. Negging.
He negged her, yeah. But it was like a playful moment that they had together. I was like, oh, man. You know?
But, I mean, I think she has a sense of humor. I mean, he called her a whore and a rug muncher, among other things.
Sure.
And now he's saying, "Hey, babe, why don't we hook up?" It's like, must I remind you? You know? I mean, it's like, it's funny. It's cheeky.
Yeah.
Hey, hit
But,
your shot. You gotta, you know.
You know, but no, I don't think that there was ever a chance for Merle and Andrea to hook up.
How do you think Andrea would be as a leader, like as a group leader? She's super strong, good shot.
You know, I feel in many ways she is. I think it's just kind of like opportunity.
Right.
Is the resident design. I mean, it's just. I think she's doing the best that she can under the given circumstances, and you're going to see in the second part of the season that she does rise to the occasion to the best of her ability, and does show, you know, the strength that that people know, the strength that Robert Kirkman created, that Andrea that everybody fell in love in the comic books, that she's back.
Yeah. What do you see, without giving anything away, obviously, what do you see happening to the governor's character from here on out? Because obviously, turning point, eye patch, it's on.
Yeah, he bumps into a lot of things. That's basically what happens.
Yeah, it's steps are hard to negotiate.
Yeah, you know, he gets angry all the time because he keeps banging his head.
Who put this there? Come on, guys.
I moved that.
The glass in the eye.
I think, you know, he's full of anger and he's closing down, and there's a nihilistic attitude going on inside him. But, you know, is there enough of him to sort of listen to the people with reason in his party, people like Andrea and Milton and people like that? You know, can they reason with him? These two communities seem to be on this collision course, but will there be diplomacy at play within the two communities as well? Who will win out? You know, will it become about, you know, more jaw rather than war sort of a situation? So, you know, it's about how the good and bad inside, and which one will win that fight. And, you know, it's never as easy as, it's never as clear as one winning out totally and the other one losing. It's a very muddy world that they're about to get involved with.
Right.
And everybody has to make compromised choices in this world about whether they're going to survive and their people are going to survive, and that's what has to happen.
Yeah, and now with basically his number one guy, Merle, being kicked out.
Yeah, but then he might get someone else. You know what I mean? It's about how he decides to go on his own or with his community. It's about whether Andrea takes up the reins of the leader of that community. You know, whether the people will listen. Who will they listen to? You know, at the end of this season, we've seen the community are baying for blood. Mm-hmm. And he can square that by saying, "I'm giving them what they want." It's some sort of Caesar-like moment, but it's it's the people who are asking for it. I mean, you can always square it with that. You know,
I was so interested to see that he just, up until that last part, he had Merle on a pretty short leash. Like it's the